You look at it from the preseason perspective with Pancata on Killjoy, but something's changed on both sides.
We'll see how 100 Thieves choose to play this out, as it's been a little quiet. There's a whole lot of presence towards A.
We got 4 players here from Sentinels. They are leaning away from Pancata's setup. 100 Thieves are going to walk into it, but they've smoked them up. They're going to be a full retake here.
So he's going to be the very first to land a kill, and it's actually bang on to 10s, no less. As first blood is drawn, the spike is going to go down. Numbers heavily in favor of 100 Thieves as Cryo gets another.
Those are shots through the smoke there, too. Very difficult to hit, but he makes it work. We were set up for a 5v5 retake, but that's not at all the situation. 5v3.
With so much to do, Cryo down to 7 HP. Looking to see if he
care.
can find a cheeky one. No, Def drops him.
But look at all the time he bought for his team. Now they got the Molly coming out. One more Molly as well for Stellar, too.
The Turd could try to provide some cover as the fault line does a bit of the same. Austin was able to drop the first, spike ticking down. And there's not a ton left, but that's the problem. I mean, gosh, if they get the kills, they're still going to have to get the defuse. He's gotten it to half. Dirksen has to swing. Oh my gosh! Whoa! What a start that would have been!
Just ridiculous. And it's the 2 guys who are former teammates who got separated after the breakup of XSET who are really making that round exciting. Ridiculous from second. But they're just not quick enough, losing all those players. Like I said, Cryo peaking all that time, spent so much. And it's not gonna matter at all. All those clean shots, that hurts.
Good for clips, though. 1 round in the books in favor of 100 Thieves. Sentinels choosing not to buy up here at all.
And Saucy's actually gonna be able to cheat an orb too. It's a good goal to have on these ecos. Reclearing in halls as well. They might get more than really they should on this Enta eco. 100 Thieves is taking it very slow, just trying to feel out any stacks. Look at Stellar setup all the way on the north side. Just retrieving the info that he can, whether they're stacking anywhere, whether they're going to push anywhere in the mid round, and they did. They pushed all the way up in halls. I believe Zekin might have gotten another orb there too.
See both teams just quietly crawling away from one another, as it seems like we're going to end at A yet again. Note again the gun difference, the gun advantage for 100 Thieves is monumental.
Yeah,
here.
they got a side advantage. Everything is going to be pretty easy. As the plant comes in, they're barely even going to hear it. They maybe hear the smokes and start rotating off of that, but there's, again, not going to be enough time for them to do anything with the weapon advantage that you're talking about.
Spike planted.
And that was clean from 100 Thieves, just feeling out what was going on the map. They didn't really get any information, but they end up making the right calls with Stellar's information.
Def setting up for the fault line to try to give the other Sentinels members some space to work, some room to breathe. And it looks like Cryo is going to be the first on contact. And look at the setup that they have in halls, man. It's going to be so difficult to take this space back.
Yeah, but there's also only Cryo alone on the door, too. So if they're able to pick him off, looks like right now they just want to die to the spike without any real altercation. Although opening the door, this is very risky.
Yeah, they got the altercation, all right.
You saw 100 Thieves at lock-in was very, very much aware of how people want to just save and die to the spike and how people are exiting, and they do get some damage done, but I think as well there, they did exchange a lot of those ult orbs. So Sentinel's happy about that. 100 Thieves can't be mad either. Oh.
Yeah, how about that? Oh, happy birthday, Psycho.
He doesn't even know what just happened. He's all the way in the back. Bring him a cake later.
2-0 lead here for 100 Thieves.
This is gonna be fun.
Now guns in the hands of Sentinels. And it looks like they're going to want to fight
Dish
pretty early.
Stun, Dish, smoke as well. Saw Saucy's position. And they should be able to maybe even cheat another orb here for Zekin to get a showstopper up very early.
That's the plan. You've got Def close by with utility 2 to help.
Flash and dash possible.
Want to go. There's the nade. Cryo with the swing, and it's actually Zekin who gets the duel. I mean, it wasn't an orb, but he got what he was looking
Stellar's
for.
out, though. They must have heard the door. Ten's going to have to try to clear it. But they've gotten sight again. The difference here, they get the first pick, Sentinels does, and they have multi-way retake going on. Love this, though.
Look at him pushing into spawn. Austin is in a really good spot to help as well.
They might leave the planter alone. That's a little sketchy. But they have such a good grip on the spawn side. It's even planted in the open here.
There's a showstopper. The ult is gonna land. Saucy's able to get one as well as he swings around and drops Asuna. Bang's left alone in this 1v4, and he's able to pick up a weapon, but he's just not able to do anything with it.
Very nice. Management of the ult economy and also that retake. Just having Dish at your disposal instead of the pistol round where you saw everybody coming from that spawn side, even though they had a lot more control than they had there. Obviously, Sentinels was having to fight back through spawn. Not something you're used to, but they managed to work without the space. And that's because they have that ult. That's because they have multi places to actually push back through. So good on Zek in there, getting one and creating the space.
I mean, Saucy was also instrumental in those 2 kills. You're talking about how uncommon it is to have to push through spawn to reestablish some of that space. He doesn't get those 2 kills, who knows, right?
Yep. And we have swapped. Now Pancada's set up onto the A side now. And most of the time, I mean, all 3 rounds so far, 100 Thieves has leaned back towards A. Whether it's in the early round or late, they always pivot back. See if they are able to actually figure that out. Lots of times you can hear that turret early from Cryo's position. They're working a lot of picks here, giving Cryo full reign to just go for the first kills.
Oh, Saucy's position.
He's gonna get 2. He didn't spot 10s. Zekin.
Huge response from Zekin though. Def getting another. Spike is in a bit of a precarious spot. Def's just able to stare it down.
Yeah, but the players actually, 100 Thieves, lost after that trade out. Bang, and Cryo. So the tip of the spear gone, but also the smokes. They used 2 to even get into that position. They don't really have much more to get through. They don't have anybody to really dive with the flashes.
Spike acquired. But where do you go from here? You go forward. That's exactly where you go. Zekin falls. And you saw THIEVES was starting to rotate back, and as soon as that kill comes, he stays, and that's just going to call for the rotation.
But they didn't really realize here, the setup for Pancada is still going to be up. It's still going to be up. With 20 seconds, they're going to go into the meat grinder. And Def has a stun too. No, he's all the way on the other side of the map, so they can't combo that. But one molly, all of a sudden you're stopped.
Oh yeah, time is a serious factor here. Now you've got the Rolling Thunder to try to push them back.
He missed it!
8 seconds left. Have they gotten out? No, THIEVES may have stopped it. I don't think they're gonna have time. No, they're not.
Oh, Def, don't die though. Oh.
But again, Balla, to go back to what you were saying, that molly, the setup from Pancada is just enough of a wrinkle in the plans to really set everything sideways.
And it's so far back that like you can't really do much to damage it unless you're taking halls early.
Yeah.
So 100 Thieves with the jet pick that they're going for Cryo. You could see a little bit of the weakness. He kind of, in a sense, is forced to go for those kind of dry peaks with the kit that he has. He doesn't have the boombot. He doesn't have the nade to hold space. It's much, much more difficult to go for like a halls push right at the beginning of the round. And Sentinels is continuously cheating on the setup of Pancada.
Even with 4 rounds in a row of 100 Thieves ending that way. Derek's able to get one. You've got the blades online for Cryo too.
I mean, they're just taking that fight. That's the second time you've seen Def peek that angle out of tower. This time, he's the guy who gets put down at the hands of Derek. So they're recognizing where he's starting to peek from. Saucy's gonna have to fill that space, but no more stun on this, so the execute can come without any hindrance.
I've got your trail.
Seeker's invested. You got the zoomies to go to, and the nade, I believe that was intended to bounce off, but either way, not finding its mark. They're gonna get their way out onto the site, but Zekin once again from up top drops Cryo. 10's getting another as the line holds fast, the line holds strong. 2 pistols left for 100 Thieves.
Should have picked up that Phantom that Saucy had up in tower.
Yeah, bang, scooped it up.
Where was Def's gun?
It's tough to say. With 35 seconds left, they still have the spike in tow, but can they find a way out? Can they even get
30 seconds
to a position where they can plant the spike? 10's providing all the suppressive fire he can.
10's will spot the cross. That's when there's going to be some extra util, and just huge from 10's. The fact that they're able to fight while they're still pushing up in tower, while they're still clearing out Saucy there, is really, really important. Both second and tens finding picks over the smokes. That's huge. That was a low money buy from 100 Thieves, so this is going to be the gun round. Tens has got the op now, though.
He also got the orbital strike for Saucy. You saw him use it first a couple of rounds ago. Now back online.
Yeah, he's getting those fast.
Yes, he is. Round 6, and he's already gotten through second.
The other one must have been banged. No shot.
Hawk out.
Either way, it looks like they're going to end A yet again. The op that you mentioned in the hands of tens on the opposite side of the map here, so not in play for now. But if they rotate back, because it seems like they are.
Hawk out.
I think the problem here for 100 Thieves is on these calls that they're pivoting so fast. Continuously, they're just giving back up that space. They're not really leaving an alarm bot. They're not leaving a play or anything like that. So it's really difficult for them to re-rotate into it. Nice little aftershock to actually break the KJ util.
Yeah, but you didn't break tens. Still got the op. A smoke providing cover for now, but not for long. Austin with a great trade, though. Pagata still up top on the tower, finds 2.
Spike down B.
And now Stellar's left by his lonesome.
Oh,
Turret spots him, they know where he's at. Gonna get smoked off too.
Yeah, sucky spot to be in for sure. He doesn't even have a spike, man.
Stellar has been pulling out some ridiculous things in the offseason and at lock-in too. But Zekin's gonna hunt him down. I mean, to be honest, Stellar was one of the more better performing players from 100 Thieves throughout the offseason and at lock-in too.
Oh.
Just pretty consistent overall. That's huge. Again, just swapping Pancata's position so many times. And this time they have a little bit more feints too, with tens floating on his side, with Zekin being there really early. They're understanding how to shut it down.
It's going to be another broken buy for 100 Thieves. They won the first 2, and it's been all Sentinel since. Bang with his ult to work with as well. But note here, I mean, blades aren't really a factor or anything like that.
Let's see, though. First time they're going to really take control of halls at the beginning. Actually, that flash isn't even a pop. You're going to have to spend a dog to clear it. Already kind of a disadvantage there, but crowd dashing. Zekin knows his tricks.
Tens having to drop to keep the angle with the op. The Cloudburst is providing cover for now. Zekin's able to get one dash away.
Good movement.
Yeah, huge. It preserves his life, at least for now.
Still took a lot of damage.
Oh, there's the orbital strike that we were looking for. Tens may be in trouble. Excuse me, it was Cryo who falls.
He actually got the op picked up, the tens drop, so he's not going to be. It's Asuna now who has it. That's it. I mean, that's a swing. That can all of a sudden make this really, really dangerous.
Stellar waiting. Just below them, the Stinger's only able to get one. Can the op find any value? First shot goes just a bit wide. Spike ticking once again, time because of factor. That high-low swing is just way too much to deal with. Asuna with too many options, too many targets, and not enough health to deal with any of it. Derek can't do it either. Def cleans up the round.
Tell it's been a minute since Asuna played that jet roll for 100 Thieves. Fortunately not in any of those shots. So, begs the question, like, what would have happened if Cryo was alive with that? Because that guy was a monster last year with the weapon. It's funny, though. Tens really is the guy who's crushing it right now. He's buying it as many rounds as he can. And for good reason. The guy had, what, at lock-in, one of the highest, actually in America's the highest op KPR out of anybody in this league. Even Cryo had a significant dip.
Birthday boy's fired up.
I think he understood that could have been dangerous as soon as Cryo or Tens went down. You actually could see as well, the adjustment from 100 Thieves is to actually keep Stellar with them on these executes. This time it might just because of the lockdown, they're potentially just gonna control underpass, go for a lockdown hit, but I'm seeing Zekin already pushing in halls. You have Tens actually holding the angle for him. Look at the caution here from 100 Thieves. Instead of clearing that with a body, having a dog all the way through, that dog is no longer used for clearing space that might be taken really fast back from the KJ ult. Oh, he's just getting locked down. Wait.
Yeah, a little bit of cover just on the other side. He should be okay. Not being pressured, not being pushed. You've got the rolling killer to end the showstopper. Zekin tries to get up high, tries to find some room to work with, and Derek has no shot. No chance to get out.
10's on a late flank as well. He has knives, so don't have to worry too much about this op. They're really set up in post-plant positions right now. They've got a nanostorm too, so 10 could spoil this entirely.
How patient is he going to be?
Double Molly's out at this point too.
Here.
10's falls.
Ult from Bang. This round is wrapped.
Yeah, there's really just no way in. We'll see what Austin can find. They draw at the ult. Pancada falls. It should be pretty clean the rest of the way.
Enemy remaining.
Yeah, not even any more time left. Second's gonna get out. There you go. Just hitting at that site. I was surprised not to see Zekin join 10's on that flank. He left really early with the showstopper and only finding one and not being able to maintain his life too with that showstopper. While the breach ult was going off, by the way. I think he might have missed his satchel, the original one. Still plenty of back here for Sentinels. And 100 Thieves going back to switching Stellar up on that north side, so you can tell it was a lockdown call. They've got the breach ult too. Last time they breach ulted on the A side.
Stellar may be in trouble here. He's getting pushed from both sides.
Yeah, satchel in from Zekin.
I've got your trail.
He's out quick. And that's Asana's ult right now, also pressuring on the A side. 10's doesn't really have the room to get out. He just got stunned too. It's all Sassy.
Can he find any value? The first one through the smoke, but that's all it's going to be. Side has lost 100 Thieves. What can Sentinels do for a retake? That nade right at Asuna. He's got to back it up. The flash to try to keep them at bay, at least momentarily, at least temporarily, as the spike continues to tick.
Ooh. A lot deeper lockdown than normal. Breach ult coming in though. They're going to try to cancel it.
No, Derek has a pocket he can play in.
But they're not breaking it yet.
He can just play back there. He's going to be safe. They're going to drop down onto Derek, and yeah, Stellar's in trouble here. I don't know that he's going to be able to stop it.
Yeah, he doesn't have. Oh wait, they didn't stick. They didn't go to half right there.
This is huge from Stellar. Can he pull off the clutch? He's just trying to hold it back, but he's got to swing out. There's no way. Stellar gets 3. That was so close.
Got the defuse still though. That is ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Just not enough time though. You saw how long it took him to actually take that fight. He knew he had to get that kill in order to get the second, but yikes.
One enemy remaining.
I mean, you didn't even really know
bro.
what was happening in that situation because it was so close.
We're talking fractions of a second.
Absolutely. I mean, it looked defused on the bar.
Yeah. Either way, Sentinel's hanging on to a 3-round lead here. 10 still with the op. You've talked about this Killjoy setup a lot this time of today.
Yeah, just in terms of where it's at. Love the crowd reacting to it. So many people going on the rope right there. PTSD in the crowd.
Right there.
A slow push out from Dish. Stellar, the only one not close by. We'll see how they pop out of here. Again, they have a Guardian, they have a Stinger, and then pistols. Stellar's the only one with
They haven't cleared him yet.
a proper Vandal, and he's on the opposite
What?
side. Asuna getting the first.
How does that work? Zekin's still getting kills through the smoke though. Actually, no, just through sand. It wasn't smoked off.
Note here again, the tools that Sentinels have to work with here. But that's a second rifle that's been picked up for 100 Thieves.
These situations are what has won 100 Thieves. The prior rounds.
Blades on up as kills go traded back and forth and back and forth. 2v2 left on the round. Stellar good for 1.
Ultimate is ready.
Def's gonna have to clutch this one out on his own. And he doesn't have a lot of time.
Enemy remaining.
But he's gotten it to a 1v1.
Oh,
Cryo's got a Stinger.
he put himself all the way up too.
Come on, come on.
Can he swing out? He's so weak. Def is so weak. He's got to at least hold half. Yeah, and Cryo calls it.
Takes down his former leader in depth. Opportunities abound for both sides right now. Some of these rounds are real close, and they just don't quite go the way you expect. That one, though, easy for Cryo. I thought because he was on that close angle, it was going to be a little maybe easier for Def to get off and maybe find that kill. The approach from 100 Thieves since that timeout for Mike's has been fully on the post plants, it feels like. They haven't really adjusted the setup or their defaults until now. 4 players down on the north side. Stellar is the only one down south.
Once again, but the difference is this time Derek is waiting for the flank on the northern side as well. The last couple of rounds, it's been a 4-1 where they're all pushing together.
I have to say, they're doing a really good job pushing THIEVES off. Since the early rounds where he started to pick up the op, you don't really see him get the fights that he wants off those early angles. So the grouping that they're doing with Asuna, using his dog, using his flash to force THIEVES off, is working really, really nicely. Back towards A, though. So much success here. And there's not even a lick of utility here for Pancada.
Here.
Oh, not to mention Stellar is lockdown to work with. And there it is, right on cue. He trolled me.
There it is, right on cue.
Invested, and once again, Sentinels just have to sit and wait. THIEVES looking for something cheeky, something early, but the fault line is so good.
I like the attempt.
But again, you mentioned the utility that they've used to keep THIEVES back has been so effective.
Absolutely.
And that was another instance.
30 seconds left.
Stellar's putting himself in no man's land right now, though. Saw him take a fight early here in Sands before. Late rotate from Def, and he has the Rolling Thunder. He has the keys to actually bringing this back in for them. Think pushing into halls is going to be super important, but they counter ults.
Oh, that's a bit overkill, is it not? How does he still get one? The orbital strike, the Rolling Thunder, and Stellar still delivers.
Flash out.
They just have to cut their losses and go.
They're just countering everything at this point.
And it looks like 100 Thieves want to hunt. They want to chase.
Yeah. Distance is put between them, though. They can get up to tower. Not sure if... Oh, THIEVES is actually going tree. Oh, toll. Still a lot of time as well.
Yeah.
And they just stop. Turret doesn't spot anything. They think he's still on that tree angle.
Last round before the switch.
And those 2 weapons is huge. Given the economy that you see, you already actually saw very little utility in that round. Huge calls from 100 Thieves. Huge calls for Stellar right there to know, okay, they're probably going to use that breach ult retaking on halls, given that's where all of our post plants have been based out of. And that's just bang, instantly popping it and just denying it entirely. 6-5. 100 Thieves back on it for a split push now. And this all honestly feels like the first time they haven't found where THIEVES has posted up at the beginning of the round with this op on defense. And he might end up having an angle out of halls as long as Zekin and Def here can hold on for him.
Showstopper used by Zekin. They got 2 there! And it connects. Derek and Bang fall. Cryo does too. Is it going to be heroics from 100 Thieves again? Def understanding where the pressure is coming from. The spike is rotating through spawn. Back to B. Back to Pancada. Back to the Killjoy setup.
Destroyed.
And he's got a Bucky. Not the Bucky. Pancada patiently waiting until the right moment to strike, and it seems like it's Stellar who's going to be the first to challenge. 2 angles to check, and the Bucky delivers.
Spike down B.
Austin is left in this 1v4, and he's nowhere near the spike either. Ultimately falls, and it's a 7-5 half in favor of Sentinels. Again, the response from them has been... We'll see if their defensive side looks any different. As it seems like they're very intent on pushing, on crunching. This time it's going to be on the southern side. Pancada does the same. He gets out just like we saw Stellar do a few moments ago.
This has left the site, actually both sides open right now. 100 Thieves with the good understanding of which side they're actually going to continue pushing in with Asuna. Already getting the jump spot there.
Zekin just went so aggressive. Understanding that they're going to have to fight for this area of the map.
THIEVES is with him, THIEVES is with him.
Again, the duo, Zekin the first to fall. THIEVES tucks tail, run away.
Talk about one-sided approach to the retake here. 100 Thieves has to barrel their way through halls. It's only Bang on the other side of the map.
THIEVES clean for the first, finds cover, or at least tries to, and the Cloudburst stays alive with 3 HP. I mean, there's nothing there, and he gets a second. Asuna finally stopping his antics. Cutting it into it as Bang finds one too. The swing out from there is Bang with the second. 2v1 here, Def once again. Left alone in this, and Asuna cleans it up.
Huge. Retake again, relying on these late round situations. They'll get the defuse. And that's just everybody from Sentinels actually kind of overextending, at least the duelist duo of THIEVES and Zekin. They tried to fight for Halls. THIEVES has to back off, right? You can't fight with him.
Yeah, 1 second dies, yeah.
They didn't have the utility to really do much either. Zekin instantly satcheled into that. And Asuna just playing very cautious. And Pancata all up in front there. You also had THIEVES re-push into Sands to try to keep them in Halls. Didn't quite work out.
But you can tell that was very clearly their plan, right? Like contain, fight for Hall's control, and try to go through it that way.
Just didn't read the situation, like how many players from 100 Thieves were going to be inside of Halls. Or from Sentinels.
Once again, we're seeing aggression towards the southern side of the map.
This is crazy. I mean, this is not very standard for 100 Thieves, both on the meta side and also for them too. It has gotten them 2 orbs very early on the anti-eco, denied what Sentinels might have as one of their round win conditions. And they're actually holding both sides exactly like we just saw from the south side. This is completely unconventional, completely novel. Sentinels, you could see, like, are they on site? Like, what is actually going to happen here?
Yeah, they're just guessing.
This is crazy.
It's almost like a line has been drawn in the sand. Who goes first?
Sentinels just faked, and there's like not even anybody there to receive the fake. Like they could have just gotten on the site. The information that 100 Thieves is actually going to have towards B here is actually basically only going to be the spike plan. So that kind of hurts,
30
but
seconds left.
you don't really expect a full, I mean, on anti-eco, like 3 players, 4 players.
Yeah, but I think they have a really good idea. Asuna just used a second flash towards Dish, and once they saw that nothing popped, they started to cheat this way. So they're here. They weren't here in time to deny it, but they're close by.
I mean, for risk on anti-eco, this is huge. I think even Second has a stun nade trained on this stairs push. It's not going to come out early.
Yikes.
Bulldog finding the first. This Cryo tries to go aggressive, but THIEVES gets 2 with the Sheriff. He gets down to 3rd. Man, that guy's good. Bang trading it back though. THIEVES not able to find the 4th. There's Bang with 3 on the round. Can he find another? Yes, he can. 7-7.
That was a very dangerous approach from the anti-eco by 100 Thieves. I think initially my idea was, okay, this is good. They're denying the 2 orbs on the south side of the map. That was an up trap from THIEVES. Getting over the smoke again. That's
Jeez.
not, I mean, we've seen so many kills coming from that position on both sides now of the map and of the half. And it's somewhere you have to be a little bit more cautious of, but obviously there. Sentinels the guys with the low econ. And he was playing aggressive in their own spawn, so not quite what you're used to. Again, the south side push.
3rd round in a row. This time, Pancata not able to get out in time.
This is not just, you know, an eco strat. This is not just a normal
ready.
situation here. They're really relying on farming some ult orbs and then playing this weird south side setup.
Right here.
And I think Sentinels has recognized, okay, we understand what is going on here. I wouldn't be surprised as well for them to call a timeout and really discuss how this is going to plan out.
Seek them out.
I think this is where we see some of the value of farming those orbs. You've got the Seekers to attempt to retake. You've got the Orbital Strike to work with 2.
Enemy remaining.
Def just died out of tower.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate way to go. 10's left in this 1v3. He's stunned. It's got to half, and Cryo should be able to stick it. Yeah, 10's just going to try to save the weapon. And 100 Thieves takes the lead right back.
This is mind-boggling how this is working right now for 100 Thieves.
Just very unconventional, as you're saying.
And like I said, this is a good time to really understand the situation for Sentinels. I think the players, how they've called so far, Def has gotten a good understanding. You see how Second and 10's are both pushing up into spawn deep and fighting what is only Stellar coming through that A side in A spawn. That gives them all the room to work with and fight both the arcade push and the... Actually, it's only the tree push, honestly. But you can just barrel through so hard. Finally, it's going to be something different here from 100 Thieves. And you could see they were ready for this push. 10's playing a deep box in spawn.
Expecting the aggression that Did not come.
Yeah, Pancata's scared of that north
Got a
side push
spike.
again. Gonna walk in tree this time. A standard round for once. And it's all the guns up, so huge swing round.
Note again the blades from Tens as he tries to find high ground. And Sasi's able to puck Cryo out. As they try to find another. Tens eventually does fall.
Spike planted.
Spike planted. And now how do they keep this? 100 Thieves with numbers advantage. Going to attempt to retake this, and they don't have any ults to work with. They do have a ton of utility to their name, though.
Oh, they're really focusing on trying to get Stellar a pick there. On to Zekin.
Oh, Zekin's timing here may be huge, but Stellar shows up at just the right instance.
Last
Now
player
Sassy trying to dance around the utility.
He's got no mollies.
No. He's got no teammates, too. He's able to stop it. He did get to half, but it's still a 1v3, yeah. The hope was momentary.
And that is going to be a pretty substantial lead here for 100 Thieves, given the money from Sentinels. They did get that plant down. They do have 2 big ults. Actually, it's kind of huge from a couple of players. Zekin and Sassy have, for sure, a full buy. They might go for it with the ults that they have.
Taken out.
More kills through smoke. And you can see the importance that they were putting on Stellar actually going to be able to find a kill on that flank. They had an Asuna flash go in. They had a stun as well from Derek. And he just took it slow. Zekin, with all the noise happening on site, realizing just needs to be patient himself.
Timeout called from Sentinels. As this really was, as you were saying, Bala, this was the first round where they kind of deviated from the norm that 100 Thieves had been hitting over and over. They had fully focused on pinching on the southern side. They finally throw a break into things, but honestly, even with that, there was a lot of the same utility that was used. You mentioned as soon as the flash from Asuna comes out, Pancata was out. So you see some of that conditioning play itself out, even though the round was different on its initial approach.
Yeah, I was interested to think whether they were going to use that north side feint with Asuna's Trailblazer breaking the turret and whatnot as a kind of approach to say, okay, we're doing the same thing that we were in the prior rounds, just on the north side instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And play from arcade and play from dish. But obviously that one, like, just on think about it as a concept, is not as strong, right? The dish retake would be really terrible. The arcade one will be okay, but you kind of have to hold on to tower in that case. Otherwise, there's way too many tools to play from, especially if you have spawns. Just getting up the ults, getting Cryo now the op. Things can start to roll. I think early game plan from 100 Thieves there was great. Good credit to the coaching staff to come up with that one.
I mean, the true test is on how they adapt, how they adjust on the other side of a timeout. You're absolutely right. What can Sentinels do with this Rolling Thunder? What can they do with this Orbital Strike?
Good microwave on site. And not do that. And they heard the door, so you can see Zekin's following up that Rolling Thunder right now to try to find Cryo, but
Stellar's gone unchecked as well. He can just pop on the other side of the smoke, and they don't know that he's there. He delivers again.
cautious now, but he's not.
One enemy remaining.
Doesn't matter. Asuna too.
Spike down A.
Everybody combining. Info gained on Pancata as well. Last one in, over and over.
Yeah, I mean, the round's a wrap. First flawless comes through. 3-round lead in favor of 100 Thieves.
We're not getting the message.
And this should be it. Okay, they'll be able to buy some.
Yeah, you might see some light armor vandals, that sort of thing. That's definitely caught on since Fnatic's win at lock-in.
Yeah.
For almost all the regions that we've seen so far. Happy about that one. And they needed it. To continue this barrage from 100 Thieves, this is very strong. You understand the amount that was going in on that sand push. Asuna being able to contribute, and then Tens as well, not really feeling the Rolling Thunder at all in his position. It's only 2 Vandals bought in. Zekin and Tens.
What can the mischievous duo do with that?
Right now, walking slowly towards the other side. Those are the big bros standing right next to each other. setup intended to find any pick on Arcade. Nobody's walking up in that direction again. It's going to be over towards this B side. Pancata with the deep alarm bot. They're deciding right now, do we go for the lockdown on this eco? And it's gonna choose not to, but he is staying in underpass. If they get the site, which they do, once again, 100 Thieves is giving it up. They get into some trouble here. I'm looking at that north side push that's coming in right now. If they can actually find something, especially push 10s off, then all of a sudden they have the room to potentially break this from Pancata.
They've pushed him off, but he stays alive. Again, note, those are the 2 rifles. Eyes fall on them. On 10s, and he delivers again. He's gotten 2 on the round.
There's no way in. They have to fall back. They have to honestly save. That's crazy.
One enemy remaining.
That is crazy. The decision there from Sentinels. You could tell what was going on. Okay, are they going to leave this site again? Are they really going to do this when we have lockdown? No tools from Bang to be able to use that either. Austin just picks up the op and saves.
Thrifty.
Big response out from Sentinels too. And that's not the round you expect them to pull it off in. But for them to stop the bleeding, because it'd been 5 rounds in a row for 100 Thieves.
I'm a little concerned if that's what it takes, right? If that's what it takes, a lockdown. Obviously, that was still an eco round, but just the amount of thought that went into it to be able to take that round back. And is that tool even going to be available to you for the rest of the game? Because Bang is going to get up on his orbital strike soon.
You got to be careful here. They may have trap for the southern side. Derek's playing up top with the Rolling Thunder. If the flash gets info, they're going to want to go. You can see they're waiting for it. The Trailblazer cleared, and there it is. The Rolling Thunder dropped in. They're going to rotate right into it. The reinforcements are coming. The Showstopper invested, and he gets a kill, but it traded right back. A 4v4 here on the round as there was so much setup. And just one body dropped on either side.
And they heard the rotation, I think, from Asuna. Falling back off of sand right now. That's why they're re-clearing in this space.
The explosive start comes to a screeching halt. Note here, Derek is the op. And he's still playing close by.
Saucy with the 2 smokes. He just marked where he's going to smoke, so Derek might be able to get shots over that if they go up on top of the site. But other than that, he's going to be locked out.
Oh, he sidesteps it! Not able to get the kill!
The movement there from Tens is just phenomenal.
Derek once again with the op. And Saucy manages to get away without taking a lick of damage.
All the
now
way
they
out
can
of sight?
Yeah, now they can save the orbital strike for post plant too.
He's got his molly as well, Pancata too.
Right there.
Flipping the script on 100 Thieves. They've got the post plant utility now. Wondering if Seller can find a place to use this ult. I don't think he will.
Saucy waiting. Finger on the trigger. Waiting for the Q to go. Huge shot out from 10. Zero's orbital strike. Stella has to dance around, has to try to stay alive. Not able to do so. And Def keeps it back. Sentinels get to 9. And again, Balla, I have to go back to the timeout. I have to go back to that Thrifty round win because that was the point at which they could have folded or responded. And it's very evident that they're not done with this map.
I have to think as well, that breach ult did not find too much value. Zekin able to just trade a Showstopper in his life to shut down the push. Cryo could have gotten a lot there. And good calls out of Saucy as well. And for him to actually take the risk and jump out of sight there just secures it entirely. Pancata pressured again. And he realizes, okay, they're not really going for this north side push that hard. Whenever they flash, whenever they dog me off. So he's staying up there.
Note the op in the hands of Cryo here. If I'm not mistaken, the first time we'll see him wield that weapon. And it's all quiet on the attacking front for now.
Super quiet. I think Pancata recognizing, okay, there was not really any real pressure on me. Gives him the room to do plenty in this round. Flash and Halls gets info. Asuna now on notice. That might pull out some smokes from Bang.
You're absolutely right. There it is. 10's going forward.
He's actually not using, he's completely saving it for a full retake. Stellar as well with his ult. They could use this preemptively even. 30 seconds left in the round. Remember, Sasi used his ult last round.
They should have gotten eyes on Tenzer, and yeah, he's gonna have to reposition. They're all gonna funnel out of tower. 4 of them? That's insane, but that's exactly what they're trying to do. Trying to waterfall out the high ground, and Sentinels doesn't give them an inch. Second with 2. I mean, look at the X's on the mini mark, man.
That they're all working on trying to get space for Stellar to get the big ult. Not the one in spawn. That leaves a lot of pockets. The one that's in sand allows a lot of hulls control at the same time, so they can't just sit back and play post plant. And it completely goes the opposite direction there. Sentinels felt like they kind of expected that fallout from them.
See if Derek's able to preserve the weapon. Yeah. He is able to do so. We're tied 10 apiece. The last 2 rounds going in favor of Sentinels.
Swing streak after swing streak. And here's the timeout from 100 Thieves. 4 more rounds of regulation. Couldn't be closer at this point.
I believe, too, Cryo had blades to work.
Regardless
Into the ultimates that both teams have to work with. The blades are online for Cryo. Bang has his orbital strike to work with, too. Well, Tens has some of his own, but he's got a Vandal. You can't imagine he'll use his.
key players have all the util that they need. Stellar's got all of his, Asana's got all of his.
Cryo's blades, and again, it's going to be aggression from 100 Thieves as they want to fight. They want to create some space for Cryo to work. The Trailblazer paves the way, and there are 2 people coming across ropes. Once again, Sentinel showing that they're willing to take the fight, but Cryo punches him back. They've got the orbital strike too, and that's going to cut him off. It's Cryo, once again, trying to find elevation to find another kill.
Look at these retake mollies as well that Stellar has on tower. They could be full, confident. At nobody playing up close tower while they're all coming up through tree right now. Oh.
Huge positioning out from Stellar. He can find so much value, but every single bullet goes wide. What more can they do? Ten's dancing around the smokes, reestablishing presence in the space. And of course, he does pop the blades. And there they are first. 2 more right around the corner, not able to find any of it. Can't find how to do it. He's got it down to a 1v1. The swing out is there, and Derek responds.
Holy moly. What a huge round from 100 Thieves, coming out strong again with Crowd just pushing out the same spot that he normally is. Just straight down out of halls. There the follow-up with the stun, the brim ults as well. Players coming off the rope, that timing could have been more perfect. And Derek, the safe pair of hands, the clutch man on this team.
Heavy punch from Sentinels. I mean, look at how they're grouped up.
This is it again.
They're all there.
Yeah, pushing down that south side. Crowd's got the ult, or the op, so he's not playing super aggressively, but just trading util.
And 100 Thieves just back off.
Here.
100 Thieves happy to get an 8 out, get a stun out that early. Just by feinting, just by pressuring a little bit. But this is a full XX, so they've got to be getting a molly down. They've got to be getting this aftershock in. They won't. He's actually out in the open.
Dude, when you have Tens and Zekin both just running at you on the other side of a cloudburst and a fault line, what do you do?
They've got the breach ult off of that kill too.
And it's pushing into spawn. I mean, they're just so decisive in their plays. They're so confident in how they want to play this out. 100 Thieves left with 3 in the round, and the spike ticking away. Austin is going to have to push his way forward. Time not on their side.
That's a miss, 2 missed mollies actually.
Austin not able to deliver. 4v2 now in favor of Sentinels, and that might have been the cue to just cut losses and go. Save the op, save the Bulldog. Doesn't mean you can see it. They don't have much as far as money goes.
Austin and Derek can scrape together something, but Bang is definitely hurting for economy. They're chasing though, trying to find this op. This is only a Bulldog from Stellar. If anything here, you want to come out with Stellar going down.
Oh, this may be a problem. They're chasing him and he spams. What?
The guy's fully running.
That's so big. We're now tied at 11, and look at the money situation for 100 Thieves. What should have been a rifle and an op. Now is a judge and what, some pistols?
Can't use that yet.
And they honestly have to play for OT. After losing that, they've got to play for OT. I'm seeing a judge from Derek. Those things can do crazy things in these late match situations. Where's he playing at? I mean, it's just completely a gamble here from 100 Thieves. And Sentinels might have just taken the bait with Asana's flash through drop.
100 Thieves are here. They've got many close by. And it's going to be difficult to deal with, but Asana with 2 pings, one of his own.
Down A.
Again, the gun difference here should be the equalizer.
Did he get anything? No, he didn't even get a Vandal. Look at this fast from Derek, though. He's going to get up close. The information given from Asana dropping back right there. I thought for sure they were both going to try to head off the arcade flank, but Sentinels makes the call to fall back into this. And unfortunately, without gathering a weapon there, you don't give them too much chances.
Right. I mean, that was such an instrumental part in being able to secure this round, and it's obviously far from done. But that certainly would have helped things. 40 seconds left in the round. Sentinels now establishing presence and control on A. Gonna get the spike down as well. Here momentarily, and 100 Thieves none the wiser.
They even gave Saucy the spike there, transferred it over.
Note here, Saucy has no armor.
I like this from 100 Thieves. The spike, the thing is, it's taking so long to go north side, but they're both going to be able to recover guns. Those were not thrown off the side.
That could be the difference maker here. Asana's a little weak, but Saucy is too.
Saucy's got a molly, though. They've got a molly on the spike as well already from Tankata. They got to pick this up.
They've got to go, and they've got to go fast. Eric has a bit of utility to work with. Saucy now stunned up, 72 HP, time ticking, and they don't know he's there. They never cleared him. Saucy gets 3. Sentinels take the lead back.
The Brazilian duo on Sentinels.
Finish him off.
On a round that could have gotten really, really dicey. Are so reliable for this team. Yes, the majority of these rounds, the majority of this game, we've been singing second and tens' praises. But when you see that situation, when they switch to Portuguese, lovely thing to watch.
Op in the hands of Cryo, 100 Thieves. Facing a map 1 loss. How do they respond? They have Derek's ult to work with too. No cheeky south side pinches, nothing aggressive. But look at Cryo creep. The flash.
This looks like Saucy's pinched right now, but there's a great smoke from Tens to get him out. But get him out where? Inside of drop here? Yes, they have 2 players in halls. Yes, they can go for an A pinch. But Stellar's up here. He's going to follow up on the dash.
He's swinging. He's looking for it, and he finds one through the smoke. The Rolling Thunder now invested. Spike push back. And I don't know that they can really rotate out. With a minute left in the round, their options are to go back towards A or push into the op from Cryo.
Oh! It's a missed shot! And he thinks the rotate's coming in too. He's falling completely off. He's not going to be here in time at all to hold on to this. Sentinels with the game in their grasp.
And again, the silence on the map, deafening, is neither team willing to make a sound. 30 seconds left in the round 2. All the onus is on Sentinels here to make a move.
30 seconds left.
And there it is. They wait for the fault line. The smokes are out. Second to first to dash, and Derek glad to respond. But the spam leaves them worse for wear. But Bank's playing on the other side of the smoke. You'd never expect that. They're traded back and forth yet again. Spike does go down. Once again, Cryo still has that up.
Spike planted.
A miss early on, but can he deliver the second time around?
Asuna already opening the door, pulls Pancata off, so it's the Brazilian duo again to hold on to this game.
Saucy's in a tough spot here, and he's depending on the timing of the swing, he is going to get some help. Flash is going to get some info, but they still don't go. They're still patient, and they don't have any more utility to work with. Saucy's able to get the first king. Cryo clutch it out! No!